You're about to listen to the S. Anthony Says podcast, starring S. Anthony Thomas. You lucky bastards. All right, this is S. Anthony. Glad you came back. Ready for the next one? All right, here we go.
S. Anthony Thomas.
Well, hello, you good taste and podcast having bastards. Thank you. This is the S Man. I am back. This is for Wednesday because I'm trying to stick with a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday schedule with the podcast. And let's talk about what we're going to talk about this time. A friend of mine ran into an old friend of mine, and we were talking, and we're roughly the same age. I think he's maybe a couple months older than I am. And we were talking about our first new cars. You know, because he came from a more wealthy family than mine, which most families were more wealthy than mine. All right, but he came from a family that had a little more bread. So when I bought my first new car, I bought it myself. You know, I purchased my own new car, my first car off the lot. You know, my first car with no miles on it. You know, he bought his first car, but he got a sports car because his parents, well, you know, kicked in and, you know, gave him some extra money. So we got one of those super duper sports cars, man. They go, hey man, S, look at this, man. I got the XJ94285-685. Goes from 0 to 60 in 1 billionth of a second, and does backflips. And I bought a different type of car. I bought a car I could afford. It was new. It was a brand new car. But I got my car based on gas mileage, because I know what it's like in Los Angeles traffic. You will be idling a lot. You will also be driving a lot. So it was important for me to have something that had good gas mileage. This cat, oh man, this car looks great. Look at it, man. And then, you know, and we're friends. So of course, you know how guys are. You got to break each other's stones over everything. Man, look at that crap you got, man. I mean, it's cute and everything. It's a cute car. I'm going to give you that. It's cute. But come on, man. This is the XJ94567-65-3-.6.8. Man, and your car, man, I mean, it's cool. You know, it ain't got no numbers in the name. You know, my car goes from 0 to 60 and gets in. So, and every time he called me, he would give me a hard time about my ride. Yo, man, you still got that car, man? Yeah. Right? And it became a running joke, and it didn't offend me. I thought it was kind of funny because he was a funny guy. And I mean, literally, every time he called me, he'd break my balls about the car. Yo, man, I know you need a little gas sipper. Hey, you want a drag race? You know what I'm saying? I'll go on foot, and you can drive in your car. You know? But what the thing was, he just cared what the car looked like, so he just bought the car because it looked good. My car was cute too, but when I read about my car had, you know, this star ratings and that, and great gas mileage and reliability and this, that. So my car never broke down. Sip gas, always started, never had a problem with it. Then I started getting phone calls from him. Could you pick me up, man? Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. All right, yeah. Happened. Yeah, my car's in the shop. I didn't think anything of it. You know, it happens to everybody. What the hell? 1 week later. Yes, bro, could you pick me up? Hey, what's going on? Nothing, my car's in the shop. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, could you pick me up? My car's in the shop. Could you pick me up? Could you pick me up? Could you pick me up? Only thing missing was, you know, it started to sound like a Dr. Dre beat. Could you pick me up? You know? I'm sitting there going, what the hell is wrong with your ride, man? And every time I hear your voice, you got me picking you up from the side of the road. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. One time I drove by, he broke down on the side of the road 6 blocks away from his house. I drove by, saw him standing there with his thumb out. I just thought I saw the world's ugliest male prostitute. But the thing was, he didn't read up on his ride. He didn't pay attention to it. He didn't investigate it. He looked at it. It looked good, but he didn't investigate it before he put all that money out. Had he looked it up, he would have found out that it had horrible customer service, horrible track record with the engine, horrible roadside assistance, and it cost a lot of money to maintain the freaking thing. Didn't investigate it. And you got to investigate everything before you get involved. You know, it reminded me of when I worked in this office a long time ago. when I used to do sales. And there was a lady in the office who was the hottest, most gorgeous, most yummy looking. This woman literally was like, imagine Lupita Nyong'o, the delicious Oscar-winning actress from 12 Years a Slave. Imagine 5'10" Lupita Nyong'o with, Beyonce's ass and Serena Williams' breast. That's what this woman was. Just the kind of woman that, literally, it's like, and this is no joke. We were in the office. She walked by. Everybody was like, "Oh." She's the kind of woman that makes ugly faces. You make an ugly face when you see it. Good. Oh. It makes sounds like you in pain. Oh. That's how beautiful she was. My homeboy, gay dude, was sitting next to me, and he said this. And he goes, "Damn, even I want some of that." Now he was kidding, but you get the point, okay? So, and the thing was, everybody was all up on her, man. They were all in her face. Hey, and I'm going to call her Pam for the sake of argument, because I remember her name. But I'm not going to bust her out. I'm just going to tell you what her name was. I'm not going to tell her what her name was. And just awesome, It's like, and every dude in there was all in her face, all up on her. Hey, Pam, if she dropped the pencil, 8 dudes would dive on the ground to get it. I'll get it, Pam. Blam, they drive on the ground. Every time she was at her desk, it was like, you ever seen one of those old movies with a cabaret singer, with the piano player is playing, and there's this gorgeous, sexy woman sitting on the top of the piano, and she's singing and dancing, and and then all the dudes kind of move them. They sit there with their elbows in the piano, with their face rested on their hands, just staring at her. And whoa, somebody almost got hit by a car. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, I'm outside. I'm doing the podcast outside again. I like to do the podcast while I'm walking down the street, and I almost saw some dude get hit by a car because he's an idiot. This guy's he's staring at his phone. I'm like, you might want to look up. I was about to motion to him to let him know that, maybe he would, but the car obviously stopped before it ran his dumb ass over. And then he looked at the guy like the guy did something. Guy didn't see you walk between the two cars, stupid. Jackasses. Anyway, So they're all staring at Pam. We're going to call her Pam. And they're like, "Hey, Pam, you're the greatest." All up in her face. Every time she goes to the bathroom, some dude jumps up to open the bathroom door for her. They're all up on her. "Can I do that for you, Pam? You just sneezing?" They run up, they put tissues in their face. "I'll wipe your nose, Pam." It's like she was like the star on a movie set. And I've been on a few movie sets in my day. And what happens is if the star makes a request of anything, 85 people will jump up and, do what the star requested before the star finishes requesting anything. I really could use a ham sandwich. You can just get to the wit. You didn't get to the ish part of sandwich. And there's 8 people standing there with the makings for a ham sandwich, each putting it together in an assembly line of sycophantic followers. And then would one of you do me a favor? I just got my teeth done and they're perfect and everything. I really don't want to chew it, but would you guys collectively chew the sandwich and then spit it into my mouth, please? Because, I don't want to chew. No problem, John. That's how embarrassing these jackasses were. And the thing was, I wanted to jump on top of her, too, because she was just, ooh. But the thing is, with gorgeous women, especially women that are just off the charts beautiful like this one, it's like, every guy that sees you, every single one wants to go up in you. You know that. They all want to sleep with you. And most of them, if they have any sense, want to sleep with you regularly and make babies with you. But at the very least, they want to go up in you. So you can have anybody you want. It's your choice. Everybody wants you, and you know it. If they can see you, they want you. So why should I go along with the rest of these dumbasses and be chasing you around? I'm not standing in line behind a bunch of losers to try to get your attention. So I was like, you know what? I ain't got time for that. So I decided I'm just going to go about my business. I'm not wasting my time with this woman. And I know what you're thinking. You just say, no, man, you just tried to reject her before she rejected you. That's what it is. You just, nope. No, seriously. I was like, I haven't asked a woman out in a long time. I made the decision. Like, I'm not chasing you. If you're hot, I want you. So if you like me, I'll be around you and you'll know what kind of person I am. But if you like me, let me know. So I didn't pay attention to her. And it weirded her out. Because literally she would have a sea of guys all in her face. "Hey, Pam, can I do this for you? Pam, can I have it? Pam, want me to breathe for you? Pam, and I'm sitting at my desk working on some paperwork. And she's literally sitting with these dudes in her face and she's looking at me Like, what the hell is with this guy? This guy should be over here begging for my attention so I can just blow him off like the rest of these losers. But I wasn't interested in doing that. I'm not doing that crap. So what started to happen was she started to come to me and hang around me and ask me, you know, hey, how you doing? What's your name? I'm S. Anthony. S. Anthony? Well, that's a weird name. Is it? I said, well, actually, it's S. Anthony Thomas. I just, my friends call me S, or they call me S. Anthony. It doesn't matter, one of those two. But I use it because my name is such a common name that every time I would go into an office or go any place, there was always 9 dudes with the same name. So I changed it to S. Anthony Thomas. So, you know, there's only one of me. And there's only one of that, so there you go. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. All right, that was nice talking to you. We had a little mini conversation. She told me some stuff about herself, and I was like, okay, cool, that's great. Let me get back to work. It was nice talking to you. And then she walks away looking back at me like, what the? I just came over and talked to him. You should be trying to hit on me. What the hell is with this? Why is this guy not crawling on his hands and knees and licking the floor intrigued her. And that's her going, I think she might be interested, but, you know, I'll see what the deal is. I'm not going to chase her, though. Because under normal circumstances, if I'm not interested in somebody, whatever. I mean, I'll treat you great as a human being, but I'm not going to go chasing after you. I'm not going to do that crap. It's not me. But it intrigued her. So we meet again. She comes over. It's lunchtime. Let's go have some lunch. I mean, I'm going to go to a lunch. Where do you go to lunch? I go to the sandwich shop over there. I go to the sandwich shop over there. Let's go together. Okay, sure. So we go to the lunch counter together. And we go get lunch, and she pays for her own, which completely shocked her. Like I said, she's not my woman. I'm sure if my woman, you don't have to bring money, but she's not, so I'm not paying for her shit. So we have lunch. We have a pleasant little conversation, nothing deep. I finish before she does, eating, because that's the only time I finish before a woman does. Yeah. So I get up and I leave the table. Oh, where you going? I said, well, I got to go back to work. I'm finished eating. Oh, okay. Now she's really intrigued. Now she's going, damn, I gave this guy a shot, and he still didn't take a move at me. What the hell is wrong with that? And I'm sitting there going, I think she's interested. If she presents herself one more time blatantly like that, I'm going to make a move on her, see what's up. We go out. We're walking out of the office. And she starts, and you know how women will make sure that they let you know they're available because sometimes a woman will let you know they're alone on Saturday nights because they know for a fact that they have no interest in you, and you don't have the balls to step to them, so they feel comfortable telling you that because they're not going to give you any delicious buttocks. They're not interested in you, and you know better than to step to them. But sometimes, and if you put it in context about basically what happened, you can tell that they're interested. And I could tell she was interested. Oh man, it's another Friday. I'm going to be alone all Saturday. God, I wish I could just, go out and do something on Saturday. I'm tired of being by myself on Saturday. And I'm going, okay, she's made it pretty clear here. Let me move in on this, babe. Saturday night, what you doing alone looking like that? What do you say? I look good? And of course the girl knows she looks good. I said, you know what? You don't need to be doing that alone on Saturday stuff. Look, I'm gonna be home at my house all day Saturday. Here's my phone number. Here's my address. You can either call me or show up on Saturday, but I would prefer that you show up because I can't kiss on you through the phone. Okay, so I was like, okay. She made it clear she's interested. I'm gonna see if she shows up. She showed up, and she was wearing an outfit that basically said, "Hi, I'm here to have intercourse." And I didn't want to disappoint her. I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to disappoint people. Okay? She made it clear she was interested. She came up in a revealing outfit when she opened up her trench coat thing, and I was like, oh, okay. She wants to have sex now. So being the nice guy that I am, the kind of guy that likes to give back to the community, who likes to share, I made the sacrifice and spent the whole weekend tearing that butt up. Because I like to give back to the community. And then we started dating. Now, normally, I wouldn't even have done anything like that, but the woman was ridiculously hot. And normally, I was like, nah, I got to investigate you before I go up in you. But this time, I was like, nah, I'm going to have me some of this. Forget what you heard. I have to have some of this woman. Then we started dating. And it was great. And people in the office are going, we the ones over here sucking up to her. He didn't even pay attention to her. And now she's sitting in his lap. He's going, man, this is bullshit. And I started dating her and going up in her without investigating her, just like the guy did with the car. Now, I'm not equating women with cars. I'm equating it with the fact that you should never go into any kind of an investment, be it financial or emotional, without investigating. I didn't investigate her. And I was wondering why a woman that's that over-the-top beautiful, who's that incredible in the sack with the loving, who's perfect in every way physically, and when it comes to naked time and doing naked time stuff, she's off the charts with that too. Why is she single? And I found out why, because the woman is nuts. Not clinically insane. I don't mean that kind of nuts. I mean nuts as in jealous to the point of the ridiculous. I have never cheated on anybody. I'm so above board when it comes to relationships. I make it clear I'm not going to cheat. Not like a punk, but insofar as I just make sure that everyone knows I have a woman. This is who she is. Don't even step to me like that. We're out having dinner. Waitress comes up. Hi, I was wondering, would you like some extra cheese on that? And I go, oh, sure. So she grates the cheese and walks away. And Pam looks at me and goes, that fucking bitch with her cheese. Why'd she have your fucking titties in your face with the cheese? I'm going, well, she was putting cheese on and her breasts are attached to her body, so she couldn't take her tits off and put them someplace else and then come grate the cheese. She had to grate the cheese, and her tits were attached to her. I mean, you can't take tits off. I mean, if you could take tits off, I would ask you to leave one with me when you go to work. I said that trying to lighten the mood, and that didn't work, because when you're in your early 20s, you're an idiot. All it did was make her angrier. And it just kept going on. Everything that was angry. I don't like the way that fucking male woman looked at you. I don't like that shit. She said, here's your mail, Mr. Thomas. How the fuck she know your name? It's on the mail. Oh, so she reads your mail now. You know, I jumped on top of her because she looked good. I did not investigate her. I just said, she looks good. I have to have some of her. I have to get some of that sweet chocolate cake. I have to get my hands and get up in that beautiful, delicious brown bottom. I have to get on top of that woman. I had to get that woman. Once I made the decision to move in on her. Didn't even investigate the kind of person she was. If I had paid attention, I would have noticed that when those guys were all standing around her and sucking up to her, and you're so great, Pam, and when one of the guys would leave and maybe take a look at somebody else, she'd get upset and treat him like shit and be mean to him. And this is just the guy that was standing around being nice to her and trying to take a shot at her that she had no investment in. And she was mean to that guy. So I should have known, dude, do not move in on this woman. Don't sleep with this woman. Don't be in a relationship with this woman, because you will be that guy if you do. I didn't investigate. That's the lesson today, my friends. Even if something looks good, investigate first. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes we pick up the shiny rock thinking it's valuable, and it's just a fucking rock with some gold paint on it. And we pass up the stone that was right next to it, which is kind of cute. But we don't realize that if we polish that fucker up, it's a diamond and it becomes invaluable. I picked up the shiny rock, made a mistake, and got clocked in the head with that crap because she was nuts. My friend picked up the shiny rock, that car, because it looked good. Made a mistake, and he realized he spent $65,000 on something that he could only drive 10% of the time. Shiny rock. Investigate before you pick it up. Well, folks, that is the end of today's podcast. This podcast is called S. Anthony Says, or the S. Anthony Says podcast. You can see me online. You can go to santhonysays.podbean.com. That's the home for this podcast. Please, whatever you do, share me on all your social networking sites. Recommend me to your friends. If you're hearing this for the first time, subscribe. If you're hearing this is, I think, my 80-something podcast, maybe my 82nd, somewhere around there, which means there's a whole lot of stuff. Go to the site. Check it out. Listen to some of the other ones. There's a whole lot of good stuff there. You know how I know? Because I wrote it, damn it, and I experienced it. Now get your ass in there and listen to this podcast, subscribe, and start listening to the other stuff, damn it. Okay? And if you prefer to hear this podcast on some other places, I'm also on Stitcher, iTunes, and TuneIn Radio. Much love to you all. I want to thank you very much for checking me out. This is the S. Anthony Says podcast. And I'd like to say to you all, my friends, S. Anthony out.
Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. and smile.